Certainly. Let me introduce you to our robot, of which we have brought a small-scale model. This is the substitute for current inter-facility transport solutions for medical equipment. The robot navigates hospital corridors with omnidirectional movement, collision avoidance, and 360-degree vision. It is also equipped with height-adjustable compartments, each designed to protect critical equipment. We optimize movement and inventory management with seamless hospital integration enabled by our cloud analysis platform. The system enables prescriptive maintenance to minimize downtime, ensuring peak performance. These technologies have been essential in certifying our robot for safe operation, interaction, and data handling.
We certainly have a strong competitive edge in IoT technology, so you might be wondering, what is the key to our rapid feature development?
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. We had a head start. As a spin-out venture from Revolve into New, we have drawn expertise from a leading Formula student team in driverless and energy-efficient systems to develop a product using the same technology as prototype race cars. We specifically use the sensor system controlled by a centralized hub. This modular sensor system is highly responsive and adaptive, and we enable precision path planning through integrated autonomous capabilities and sensor fusion.
With only one robot, we make it possible for a nurse to treat one additional patient every day. And each robot saves patient care hours equivalent to 16 nurses every year, increasing operational efficiency by 20%. This unique selling proposition is reflected through our tiered and value-based subscription model, tailored for customers ranging from first-time adopters to clients ready to scale. Our flagship offering, the Care Plan, is designed for long-term adoption and retention. Customers can choose between a 5, 10, and 20-year lease paired with flexible terms to balance commitment and affordability.
Headquartered in Norway, we are ideally positioned to build a sustainable and integrated supply chain, leveraging strategic partnerships for development and production to streamline the order-to-cash cycle. With operations driven by lean and agile engineering practices, we outsource manufacturing with a targeted just-in-time approach, fostering trust-based relationships with renowned production partners. Each robot undergoes rigorous quality control before deployment, and our modular design embraces circular economy principles, maximizing residual value through remanufacturing and recycling. With our optimized supply chain and extensive network portfolio, Cargo is primed for quick response to market demand. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. This strategic positioning makes us well equipped to accelerate growth in the B2B healthcare robotics industry. Cargo taps into a substantial total addressable market of around 165,000 hospitals worldwide. We have a primary focus on the European healthcare sector, and our main customer segments here constitute around 10,000 hospitals, representing an opportunity of 3.6 billion euros. Considering this significant revenue potential and our flexible business model, we are poised to reach our target markets, private, medium, and large hospitals in Germany, France, and Spain. These are growing and technologically progressive environments with critical needs and high willingness to pay.
As we're entering an emerging market with new technology, key success factors are time to market and differentiation. And with few established direct competitors, we can easily position ourselves as a leading player, leveraging our competitive advantages in safety, interoperability, and human-robot interaction. We know the playing field, and we are already ahead of the market. An early prototype kickstarted our development journey, followed by the successful validation of our minimum viable product. Now, with our minimum marketable product finalized, we are set to launch trial deployments at German facilities. We are ready to scale production and become a market leader, and it's time to steal the spotlight. But how?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how. Our growth strategy is driven by a customer-centric revenue flywheel, focused on building long-term relationships and high lifetime value. We attract customers at robotics and healthcare conferences, and we plan to leverage affinity marketing to reinforce trust, partnering with complementary services across the value chain. Our goal is to establish a trusted and premium brand to drive organic growth through word-of-mouth marketing.
We know where we are going, and Cargo is moving fast. As a part of our team, you can join us in shaping this future. In the long term, we aim for geographic expansion in Europe and North America while preparing to corner the public healthcare sector.
This go-to-market strategy firmly positions us as a key enabler of automation technology, paving the way for the adoption of Industry 4.0 in the medical sector. Allow me to show you what exciting opportunities this presents to you as our partners. By investing 750,000 euros for a 32% equity stake, you will secure a significant position in the company. as reflected in the equity distribution based on post-money valuation. The market is ready and we need to scale now. And with your investment, we can expand operations with workforce and production costs accounting for most of the budget. Each robot has a unit cost of 12,000 euros, and we secure an average contribution margin ratio of 40% with a cost-plus markup. We are building high revenue stickiness, allowing us to maximize annual recurring revenue, yielding strong baseline projections. And with the revenue split dominated by long-term leasing contracts, we are on track to reach our break-even volume of over 100 robots active in the field in 4 years. You can even expect a return on equity of 25% within 6 years. As we expand margins and accelerate top-line growth, we even aim to deliver you an attractive equity opportunity of 5 million euros within 10 years.
Cargo clearly shows strong vital signs, and we are dedicated to keeping the business healthy. Aligning with the ISO 31000 framework, we follow a risk-intolerant management strategy. We mitigate inherent risks while monitoring residual risks against targets. Building on the as low as practically reasonable approach, we only accept risks reduced to a negligible impact.
We focus on our largest threats, and in this impact probability matrix, you can see that Cargo's main risks concern cash flow issues, supply chain disruptions, and cybersecurity threats. In a risk-averse market with a small customer base, cash flow issues could potentially lead to default. So, we maintain stable revenue growth with our subscription pricing model paired with an upfront cost while mitigating impact further with contingency funding plans.
Considering geopolitical instability and the high likelihood of future chip shortages, our reliance on electrical components could increase cost and lead times. We counter this with dual sourcing and buffer inventory on critical long lead parts. Additionally, our modular architecture allows for rapid redesigns. As a healthcare service provider, we face cybersecurity threats that could harm trust and operation. We limit exposure by avoiding access to confidential patient information, and we protect data through symmetric end-to-end encryption, role-based access control, and containment protocols.
With this strategy, we're not just keeping the business alive, we keep it thriving, reducing risks to sustain financial performance while increasing competitiveness by ensuring trust, safety, and long-term value protection. We are invested in Cargo's protection and in protecting your investment. We sustain investor value through a risk-adjusted return strategy while offering preferred discounted shares with anti-dilution clauses for downside protection. With this strategy, we are securing a long-term secure financial positioning, enabling our final investment safeguard, our primary exit strategy of an initial public offering by year 15.
As we strive to disrupt the medical sector with innovative and efficient automation solutions, we navigate the path to the future one hospital at a time. And with you on our team, we strengthen our commitment to deliver mobilizing care on the go. Join us at Cargo, where the future drives itself.
Thousands of people and still no signal. Sometimes all it takes is one small light to find your people.
All right, that was a short sneak peek, sorry for that. First of all, thank you, Trondheim, for that very strong start. I think we saw some beautiful slides there, good presentation, so thank you for that start. It's always hard to start first, but you mastered it beautifully. Maybe a short applause for that. But where there is a start, there is a continuation, so we're not going to hustle around here, and we're going to take us to the second team, which is car number 73 from Düsseldorf.
Thousands of people and still no signal. Sometimes all it takes is one small light to find your people. Meet Kinora, the bracelet designed to find your friends. It is based on Formula Student's main software parts of data transmissions. With an investment of 300,000 euros, you'll receive a 16% equity share. With a stable rise in company profits, we expect an average dividend of 24,000 euros within the next 5 years.
I don't know about you, but I love going to festivals. My favorite artists, good vibes, and great friends tagging along.
However, now imagine the following. You're zoned out for a moment, and suddenly you're alone, and your friends are nowhere to be seen. Maybe they're on the toilet, or getting some drinks, or are already on their way to the next act. To top it off, your phone battery is almost empty. But it doesn't really matter, because the networks are overloaded and wouldn't have worked anyways.
The two of us met at a Formula Student team in Düsseldorf, where we talked about a very similar situation to that. However, as a friend of ours was trying to figure out something with our telemetry system, we had a flash of inspiration. Usually, it's used to transfer data from a car onto a laptop. But why don't we use that exact technology to help you find your friends? We wanted to create something reliable, long-lasting, and easily compatible. Now, lots of time and nerves and thinking later, we can finally present to you Kinora, the dynamic bracelet with a technical soul. For the price of 129 euros, you can upgrade your whole festival experience.
And here's how that works. On top of the bracelet is our innovative OLED display that easily guides you towards your friends. Simply lift your wrist and you'll see colorful circles, each one pointing into the direction of one of your friends in up to 4 kilometers distance. This isn't just blinking lights, it's smart visual communication. And for those critical moments, when finding someone is necessary, we've added a safety mode. Simply keep the distinguishable button pressed and your friends will be notified. Apart from that, we offer long battery life, making sure you are set for days. And the best part? Unlike mobile networks that collapse under too many users, Kinora thrives in crowds, as each bracelet acts as a relay station. For example, you and your friends are on opposite sides of a festival ground. The catch? There isn't just the two of you. The bracelets build a mesh network that lets you safely transfer data from one point to another.
However, innovation doesn't stop there. Pair Kinora with our app and it becomes your personal festival command center. Interactive maps, in-app messaging, as well as group syncing, making organizing effortless. All features are designed to make your festival experience smoother, safer, and way more fun. When it comes, our primary marketing strategy is to meet users where they are, at festivals. That's why we partner directly with German festivals in order to offer ticket bundles that include the Kinora bracelet. Moreover, we'll provide everything from interactive booth up to free bracelets for medical and security staff. Our social media team focuses on real content from real users. Our team will build momentum on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. And while we are starting at festivals, we are also thinking bigger. We'll position Kinora at industry trade fairs like the Hanover Trade Fair. There, we can easily connect with tech partners, distributors, and outdoor brands. This is key to eventually expand Kinora beyond festivals into hiking, skiing, and even the public safety sector.
What you're looking at here isn't just a map. It's a heat map of opportunity, where every red area represents one of Germany's biggest festivals. Altogether, we're talking about over 500 events a year. These festivals draw in millions of visitors, people who are curious, trend-savvy, and ready to spend on new, exciting experiences. With strong partnerships already in place and the growing demand for immersive, tech-powered experiences, Germany gives us the perfect mix between reach and relevance. Our operations are based in Monheim am Rhein, a smart city that gives us the perfect launchpad for the future. With great digital infrastructure, easy logistics, and low operating cost, Monheim offers the speed and flexibility of a startup, backed by the strength of a tech hub. We are surrounded by top talent, connected to efficient distribution networks, and set up to scale quickly and sustainable. As we look beyond Germany, the opportunity for our future only grows. The European wearable tech market is on a rocket trajectory from $21.2 billion in 2024 up to $48.5 billion by 2030. Our strategy is clear. Expand regionally, focusing on major European festivals where the demand for immersive, tech-powered experiences is exploding. Expanding across Europe will lay the foundation for our future vision. That includes a diversified range of personalized bracelet designs, a feature-rich app experience, as well as entry into the sports and outdoor markets. By creating a smart, data-driven ecosystem and forging key partnerships, we create long-term value.
Let's take a look at our direct competition. Kinora strikes the perfect balance between affordability and performance. Priced at 129 euros, it's right between the cheaper but less capable Totem Compass and the more expensive Crowd Compass. As for technology, we use LoRa mesh, enabling longer range and more efficiency. Our production is based in Budapest, giving us further advantages in the European market. Overall, Kinora scores highest in app quality, battery life, and range, making it the most well-rounded and competitive option in the market. When it comes to risks, we've identified 4 main areas, and we've built strategies around each one. First, there's a slight risk of a pandemic-related disruption. While bigger festivals might pause in such a scenario, outdoor activities like hiking or cycling usually see an increase, and Kinora is already a natural fit for those. Second, we expect some initial hesitations from festival goers to try out a new product. To overcome this, we'll use on-site demos, ticket bundles, and user-generated content to build trust and visibility early on. Third, hardware delays are a common challenge in our industry. To overcome this, we'll use... Hardware delays are a common challenge in our industry. We are addressing this by keeping our production in Europe and designing Kinora to be modular and adaptable. This way, we can pivot quickly if supply issues arise. Finally, seasonality poses our biggest risks, as festivals are concentrated in summer. To balance this, we're using the off-season for product development and trade fairs, while also planning to expand Kinora into year-round outdoor markets. This way, Kinora stays evolving, relevant, and profitable all year long. Now, how can you be a part of this vision? We are seeking an investment of 300,000 euros in exchange for a 16% equity share. After year 2, 20% of the profits will be divided between the shareholders. What makes this even better for you? We are supported by Invest, a German venture capital grant. As our supporters, the grant covers 15% of your investment. Let's take a look at how we'll use your investment in the first year. As you can see, most of it is spent on the initial cost of our production and our personnel. However, the last quarter divides into different departments, from the use of external services like lawyers and tax accountants, up to our marketing expenses. Your investment will make an impact everywhere.
Let's have a look at our projected company profits over the first 5 years. The graph shows 3 different scenarios, where even in the worst case, we'll be profitable by year 3 and continue growing from there. The expected case shows steady, healthy growth, reaching around 1.1 million by the end of year 5. Taking a look at the best case, we are even looking at around 1.4 million. This clearly highlights the strong potential, especially with the right strategy and risk management in place. Technically, we'll reach our break-even point by the end of our first year, but as we scale through even higher operating cost and marketing spend, the expected break-even point is reached in the beginning of our 3rd year. This graph shows our projected unit sales. You'll notice a clear seasonal pattern, where sales peak during the summer months when festivals are in full swing and slow down in the off-season. But even with this seasonality in place, the overall trend is strongly upward as brand awareness grows and distribution expands. To summarize, Kinora is a smart bracelet powered by LoRa mesh technology designed for the independent use without the need for Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It comes with a built-in safety mode, long battery life, as well as an optional app for added value. Our business model is solid, break even by year 3, with steady profit and sales growth thereafter. With your €300,000 investment for 16% equity, you can help us make outdoor events safer, smarter, and more connected.
Kinora was created by passionate trio. Katharina Fiegen, the visionary, Ron Finkel, the engineer, and myself, Jasmin Bisalski, the creative force. We've been at events, we've lived the problem, and now we're building the solution.
Wow. Wow, thank you, Düsseldorf, for that beautiful presentation. I have to confess something. I really am glad that I'm not wearing a judge polo today, because these guys will have to do a ranking afterwards. Horrible. I don't want to do that today. But let's take us to the 3rd team. So please welcome Karlsruhe Institute of Technology.
Diabetic numbness means wounds go unnoticed and infections set in as a result, causing unconscious pressure shifts. Over 85% of diabetic foot amputations start with a simple wound. But what if we could catch them before they happen? The Kit 25 uses advanced pressure sensors to analyze driving behavior. We use the same technology in our smart insoles. These insoles track small pressure changes caused by infections before they become serious wounds and have to be amputated.
Now this is Chris. Chris is just like you and me. Now what you don't know about Chris is that he's one of the over 8 million diabetics in Germany alone. Now what even Chris doesn't know is that this isn't his only disease. He's also unknowingly suffering from something called the diabetic foot syndrome, which will soon lead to him losing one of his feet, and in 5 years' time, to him losing his life. Sadly, Chris isn't an exception. Every 30 seconds, somewhere in the world, someone's losing a foot due to diabetic health complications. And can you imagine? In under 1 minute, that could be someone you love. But we at Soulmate have found a solution that can reduce that number by over 85%. My name is Laura, and this is my partner Paul. And today we are going to show you how we turn your daily habits into preventative care. Now, why don't you start, Paul?
I'd love to. This is a pressure sensing insole, and it's designed to save limbs and save lives. But how does it work? For people like Chris, diabetic numbness causes a loss of feeling in their feet, which means even small injuries, like a scratch, can go unnoticed and become infected. If not treated, these infections can escalate into a more serious wound, an ulcer. Now, whether he feels it or not, Chris' body knows that there is an injury, which will cause weight shifts in order to relieve the wounded area. We can detect these weight shifts with our pressure sensing insole and analyze the data with our SoulMate companion device or our SoulMate app. These tools then alert the user as soon as anomalies are detected. This way, injuries can be treated before permanent damage sets in. But all of this wouldn't be possible without partnerships. And one of them we acquired long before SoulMate was even founded, during our time in the Formula Student at K Racing. Here, we got valuable insights into precise measurements, like in a race car suspension system. And just like in motorsport, accuracy is essential, not just for performance, but also for safety, which is why we are bringing the KIT25 technology from the racetrack into your shoes. We're utilizing the KIT25's pressure sensors. Their modular design allows for rapid scaling, enabling us to meet the growing demand. And all of this without compromising on quality, while remaining precise and durable under the most extreme conditions.
So in order to build our insoles, our suppliers and K Racing send the base materials to our facilities, where we then assemble the insoles ourselves. From there on, we just package the product and ship it out via our online orders or to our partnered orthopedic supply stores. That way, we can reach our target group more evenly. Our product is designed to help type 1 and type 2 diabetics. With type 2 diabetics, the age group is usually above the age of 45, which are people known to prefer face-to-face consultation, which is why we've opted to partner with medical supply stores. There, they can order our insoles from medical professionals and get a great face-to-face introduction to our technology. With type 1 diabetes, the age group is a little bit more diverse, which is why we've also opened up an online store to attract more young people and introduce them to passive healthcare. But let's see how many of them we can reach. We are starting out in Germany, where we have around 8.5 million diabetics. But only 32% of those are aware of the condition, which then gives us a total addressable market of 2.7 million. But also the very unique chance of being able to expand our market ourselves through our marketing strategy by raising awareness for the condition. We also believe that healthcare shouldn't be limited or exclusive, but accessible to everyone, which is why in our third and fifth year of practice, we are going to expand to our neighboring countries, Austria and France. In our fifth year, we also target a very conservative 1% market share in Germany alone, which will attribute to around 42,000 sold insoles, which will give us the necessary funds to expand even further. But let's see how we are going to raise awareness for the condition.
Well, we at SoulMate have developed an education-focused marketing strategy. We're holding up workshops for doctors and elderly, as well as people simply concerned for their loved one. Here, we raise awareness for the long overlooked problem and present our solution. Additionally, we promote our insole directly at patient support groups. And starting in our second year, we will work together with insurance providers. This approach allows us to connect with active diabetics within these communities, while also educating patients who may be unaware of our solution yet. Also, with our partnering of insurance providers, we can bring down customers' cost by 50%. Speaking of price, while paying 200 euros for an insole might seem hefty at first glance, it's still a small price to pay to keep your feet. And due to our collaboration with insurance providers, we can bring that down to 100 euros for people with high risk of DFS. Our SoulMate companion device, designed for elderly who might not own a smartphone, will be sold extra for 50 euros each. We will also continuously improve our product by adding more battery life in year 3 and adding further analyzation tools for sports enthusiasts in year 4. These tools will then be accessible via a subscription model for €4.99 a month. With these prices, we are far ahead of our competitor Orbix. And being only half as expensive isn't our only advantage. They are only selling their product in North America, which means they lack the necessary certificates to enter the European market. This gives us a time to market advantage. We also compared ourselves to diabetic coaches, and while they are great for dietary advice or glucose tracking, they lack the necessary focus on the diabetic foot syndrome, unlike Soulmate. But comparison isn't everything. To be better than our competitors, we must take action and be prepared for possible risks. For that, we conducted a risk analysis with the help of a pestle. We know that launching a medical-grade product means facing strict regulations. That's why we are continuously doing research to prove our concept and to be prepared for possible regulation changes. At the same time, we're tackling affordability issues with insurance partnerships, making Soulmate accessible for everyone. To battle an increase in data privacy consciousness, we promote our safe, on-device data handling in our workshops. Speaking of, on the tech side, Soulmate runs encrypted, without any need of external servers. This minimizes cybersecurity risks and increases data protection. With a constant increase in emission regulations, we started to source our materials locally from the beginning. And finally, to stay legally secure, we meet all MDR and CE certificate requirements to ensure full liability at all time. For transparency, this is our cost split of what our management will cost us. In total, we will spend over 1.5 million euros on reducing risks. This targeted approach allows us to turn potential threats into strategic advantages, protecting our product, our customers, and your investment.
And this is why we believe we are a winning business. Now let us show you how Soulmate can also be a winning investment for you. We are asking for a total investment of 650,000 euros in exchange for 25% equity. But we also understand that investing into a new market can be scary. So let's focus on how your investment is going to be used. The largest part of your investment will be allocated towards our marketing strategy as well as our awareness campaign. With our marketing strategy, we bring people closer to our product by simultaneously with our awareness campaign, raising awareness for the condition and therefore expanding our market even further. From there on, we expect a growing demand, which is why we will also grow our team and scale up our production. With our methods, we plan to sell over 60,000 insoles across Austria, Germany and France within the next 5 years. We also expect to break even in our third year. At the end of our fifth year, we will have an accumulated cash flow of over 1.4 million euros. For your trust and your investment, you receive a return of invest of 30%. But our vision doesn't end here. We believe that healthcare should be accessible to everyone, and that smart wearable technology holds the key, which is why this is just the beginning. In our long-term roadmap, we are looking forward to expanding into different fields, ranging from disorders like scoliosis to diseases like rheumatism. Step by step, we are going to turn a smart insole into a smart health platform that will be able to detect diseases before they're able to do permanent damage.
In the last 10 minutes, 20 people have lost a foot due to diabetic health complications. With our insole, we could have saved 17 of them. Maybe even Chris. We believe we can make an impact and lead the change. Come join us on our journey.
All right, thank you, Karlsruhe, for that presentation. I think there's a big applause coming for you right now, because this showed that the business plan is about the presenters and not only about the presentation itself. So big applause, please. Now, further ado, without any technical difficulties, hopefully, please welcome with me on stage team car number 85, TU Delft.
Directly from the racetrack, we bring our LiDAR technology to hospitals. From the storage rooms to the patient, our Medicar can navigate with full autonomy and cutting-edge precision. Vivir, the support behind care.
Breaking news. It is always new medicine, a new drug, the bits and bleeps of a hospital that always make the headlines. I'm here to take you to the hallways, where actual time investment is taken and the easiest steps to better healthcare can be taken. There are nurses that walk every single day from room to room through countless of corridors. With all of that, how much actual time for nursing is there? My name is René Rosa. I'm the CEO of Vivir, and together with Pablo Marquez, our CFO, we want to revolutionize the healthcare system. We're going to explain to you just how little the time the nurses have and why that is an issue. After that, we're going to introduce to you our solution, whereafter Pablo is going to take you on by the hand for the finances. I'm sure a lot of us know that there is an insane amount of burden on our nurses. They walk kilometer on kilometer in the maze that is a hospital. And while doing so, they often carry heavy loads. These loads are both physical as well as mental. And this causes an insane amount of stress. Their average working day looks as follows. And what is heartbreaking to see is that just 25% of their time is to spend on patient care. The most important part of their job. The emotional care and support that our friends, our family, maybe one day even us, need in order to get better faster. And therefore, we want to change the graph to the following, where we, with Vivir, take over a large part of the mundane walking and mundane logistical support that a nurse now has to do. With that, we hope to open up more time for patient care. We're going to be doing this by introducing to you Medicar. Medicar is our fully autonomous robot. At the top of the robot, we have a LiDAR and a camera integrated, taken directly from the racetrack of the brilliant minds of Formula students. This means you no longer have to babysit your robot, and we're no longer working with pre-programmed routes. But it's a smart, self-thinking robot that's going to navigate its way around the hospital and move around obstacles all on its own. At the base of the robot, we have the motor as well as the motor controllers, again, taken directly from Formula students, making sure it could run an endurance as fast and as efficient as possible. This means we have a long battery life, and the robot could potentially speed up to 6 meters a second when it's needed. It can also carry up to 40 kilograms of weight. This means we save 3 or 4 nurses a trip down the hallway. We understand that a new technology taken onto the medical sector can bring some risks, and we've thought about most of them. For technical malfunctions, we as Vivir want to ensure that we have remote diagnostics in our headquarters, ensuring that the robots are taken care of from the background. We've done also extensive testing, this throughout our road to market, as well after every robot has been produced. We've also integrated a fail-safe in order to make sure that they keep on working whenever it's necessary. We're also reliant on the staff to keep up with the robots.
And therefore, we want to make sure that we have a special onboarding program guiding them to the steps of integrating Medicar into their systems. The integration is smooth, however, ensuring that the hospitals themselves don't need to implement new systems to make sure that this works. We also want to highlight that we're not here to replace the nurses. We are here to fully support and lift the weight off of their shoulders. There are currently some competitors in this field already, showcasing that there is a need for this solution. If we compare Vivir to them, we can see that we have one of the most competitive prices out there. For the slight increase in price, you get the fastest robot as well as the fastest charging time. One of the key features and what makes us stand out to all of the rest is adaptability. Simply click in a few different amount of trays and every hospital can fully customize the robot. And we're not longer limited to just storing and moving around medicine. All of this combines into a smiley, sweet Medicar, the tool that's going to lift the weight off of the nurses and focus on what truly matters, patients and their care. We're going to launch Vivir now, and Pablo Marquez is going to show you how.
Thank you, René. Vivir is a company that has been born in Delft, in the Netherlands, taking its roots from Formula student team Delft. Our other key location is in Spain, in the province of Tarragona, where we expect to mass produce our Medicar for the European market. If we zoom in, since the first inception of Medicar, we have been working with Rotterdam Hospital in a test campaign in order to develop the product, find any flaws or limitations, and optimize its operation for everyday use in a hospital. And the results have been clear. Thanks to Medicar, crews have more time to be with patients and they get better sooner. And in Europe, based on our studies, there are up to 10,000 hospitals that could benefit from this technology. To bring our product to all of these future customers, we have designed a marketing strategy with 3 main steps. First one being hospital seminars, going directly to hospitals to show them how they can implement Medicar. Second one, industry fairs, showing the whole industry the capabilities and opportunities they can have thanks to Medicar. And last one, word of mouth, allowing crews already working with Medicar to explain their experience. And we understand that being a small company in the medical sector has a lot of risk associated to it. From Vivir, we have worked hard to understand them and mitigate them in order to be a clear company since the first day of operation. First risk analyzed has been failure to meet expectations. Our customers expect that by using Medicar, they're going to save time in their daily operations. If they cannot realize these savings, this can lead to a slowdown in sales. To mitigate that, we are going to initially work with customers that we understand that they can benefit the most from having Medicar, and we're going to offer them flexible contracts in order they can slowly adopt Medicar in operation. Lastly, we're going to have dashboards showing them how much time are they actually saving. Second risk, in this case, has been legal liability. We understand that by having a robot every day in a hospital can lead to unexpected situations. To mitigate that, every robot is certified to operate in hospitals and has real-time data logging capability. Finally, there's an insurance that covers the operation of each robot in the hospital. These risks are taken into account in order to show our customers that Vivir is a company that can be trusted on since the first day. And today, we are asking for 700,000 euros in order to bring Medicar into the market. A large part of this investment is going to be used for certification in order to make sure that Medicar has all the legal requirements to operate in hospitals all around the world. This investment will give you a 30% stake in Vivir, being the rest owned by us and a small portion owned by Rotterdam Hospital, our partner since the beginning. With our product and this market, we expect to have a sales of Medicar around 1,500 units in the first 5 years, reaching even higher in the coming other 5. Together, we have Medicar Care Service, a yearly subscription service that ensures that all the robots are maintained in top-tier condition all year round. We expect that this is going to be a key revenue driver for the company in the coming years. With these sales, we expect to break even after 3 years of operation and reach an ROI of 252% in 5 years. We have also studied 2 other situations, but in all cases, we expect that the market is going to grow in the coming 10 years. Together with that, our yearly revenue is also expected to grow with our company valuation. And as every investment, there are risks associated to it. But from Vivir, we have worked and understood which are them to show how great this opportunity is for all of you. First risk has been an increase of production costs. This could be due to materials, labor, or shipping, but in all of these cases, we have worked to understand why it is. To mitigate this, we're going to work with different suppliers to obtain always competitive prices, and we have the capabilities to redesign components that are already in the robot. Finally, thanks to our initial competitive price, we could have a small increase in price, but still remain the same market. Second has been imposed taxes. Nowadays, tariffs show an unexpected situation that we don't understand where this is going to end. But from Vivir, thanks to our location of production in Europe and being Europe our main market, we don't expect to be affected by that. In the future, when we move outside, we are going to understand that we might have another final assembly location outside of the continent. Lastly, a price increase is also an opportunity in this case. So, as an investment, today, as a summary, we're going to offer you the opportunity to invest 700,000 euros for a 252% ROI in 5 years and a 30% stake in Vivir. And on top of that, you're going to help us to lift the weight of the nurses so they can put time in what really cares, taking the best care of all patients around the world. We are Vivir, the support behind care.
Thank you, Delft, for finishing up our business plan finals. So in the end, I want to take the time to thank one particular group of people here today, which is the people in the blue polos here. Without these people, this all wouldn't have been possible. So please give a big round of applause for our judges. So a final thank you from me to the 4 teams that presented their business plans here, to all the viewers that came here to support them, and also to our judges. If you want, you can remain seated for a very interesting presentation from AMZ Zurich about their world record-breaking car. So please be seated, have fun, and after a short break, we're going to commence with that. Thank you.